This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
History should be both accessible and informative. This book is my attempt at that. Readers will discover that this book is not a Chicago encyclopedia. It is, by necessity, a selective history that illuminates those events, personalities, developments, and institutions that are most important for understanding Chicago's history. I have felt no obligation to identify every mayor, to describe every labor strike, or to explain why the Cubs went over a century without winning a World Series. Nor does this book advance new conclusions and interpretations. It is a synthesis of the vast existing literature on Chicago's history, here brought together into a manageable length and a readable format. Also included in this book are extended quotations from contemporary observers and eyewitnesses, which will give the reader a sense of how Chicagoans themselves understood and experienced their history. It seems desirable that a survey of Chicago's history should introduce the reader to Carl Sandburg's poetry, Upton Sinclair's novel about the meatpacking industry, and Richard J. Daley's malapropisms. I have refrained from engaging historians' debates because, although historiographical discussions are essential for academic historians and in-depth analyses, the burden of this book is to tell Chicago's story briskly. This is the kind of book that my students, my wife, or my brother Carl, who is not a historian, can read with profit and hopefully with pleasure. It covers the city's entire history, places Chicago's history within the broader national context, pays attention to enduring themes like ethnicity, and embraces a more or less chronological approach. Meaty issues like economic development, the sociology of the political machine, and class conflict after the Great Chicago Fire are covered. Also covered are issues like the city's pursuit of clean drinking water, the butchering process in the meatpacking plants, and how Bulls basketball player Dennis Rodman helped 80-year-old Margaret Glenn renovate her near West Side home. It is difficult to navigate between the Scylla of dry academic tome and the Charybdis of anecdotal nostalgia, but that is the course charted in this book.